A subsidiary of Serba Dinamik Holdings failed to auction off a plot of project land it was ordered to put on sale by the court to settle a loan from MBSB Bank that it had defaulted on. The sale was undertaken by the group's wholly owned Serba Dinamik Group between March 30th and July this year, according to a BOS filing today. No other details of the land were provided. The court granted the order for the sale to MBSB on October 13, 2022, after Serba Dinamik and its wholly owned units identified assets for immediate sale to generate cash flows required to meet the group's liabilities and restructure its debt obligations. Serba Dinamik announced in July last year that SDG had, due to constrained cash flows, defaulted on loan facilities it took out from MBSB and Bank Kerjasama Rakyat Malaysia under an Islamic club financing agreement totaling 400.77 million ringgit. Following the non-payment, MBSB, as the custodian bank, initiated legal proceedings against SDG to exercise its rights as a secured creditor in accordance with the terms of the financing agreement. Besides MBSB and Bank Kerjasama Rakyat, Serba Dinamik and its subsidiaries have defaulted on loan facilities it secured from several other financial institutions, including the SME Development Bank Malaysia. Serba Dinamik fell into Practice Note 17 status on January 6 last year, and then 4 days later, the High Court allowed a petition filed by 6 financial institutions to wind up the group, SDG and 2 other subsidiaries, over the non-payment of loans amounting to 1.7 billion out of some 5 billion worth of debts the 4 owed financial institutions and sukuk holders. Serba Dinamik and the 3 units have also been placed under liquidator Victor Saw Seng Kee from PricewaterhouseCoopers Advisory Services since then. Sentral REIT has signed a conditional sale and purchase agreement with Malaysian Resources Corp's unit to acquire the 27-storey office building known as Menara CelcomDigi in Petaling Jaya for 450 million ringgit. The acquisition, which includes 6 levels of podium and 3 levels of basement parking, is expected to expand Central's total asset size by 21% from 2.15 billion as at December 31st, 2022 to approximately 2.6 billion ringgit. The purchase of the property will be fully paid in cash, which will be raised through a combination of equity and debt funding exercises. The equity funding exercise will entail a proposed placement involving the issuance of up to 123.72 million placement units, representing approximately 11.5% of the existing total units in issue. The units will be placed out to institutional investors at an issue price to be determined by way of book building. As part of the proposed placement, MRCB has given an undertaking to subscribe for placement units for up to 34.56 million units to maintain their current percentage unit holdings in Sentral. Chairman of Sentral REIT Management Tan Sri Saw Chu Boon said the property is a strategic fit to its current portfolio of 9 quality commercial properties, adding that the property is fully occupied and anchored by a reputable tenant, Celcom, under a long-term lease. New Ace Market entrant MYMBN's share price closed 6 cents higher over its initial public offering price of 21 cents on its maiden trading day. It closed at 27 cents, a 29% premium over its offer price. It was the 4th most actively traded stock on the bourse, with the counter trading between 26 cents and 30 cents throughout the day, with 103.35 million shares changing hands. Executive Director and CEO Laverne Chen said that the Bird's Nest Processors expansion plans include the processing and sale of a raw, clean, edible bird's nest, which sits in the midstream of the edible bird's nest industry value chain, and venturing into the halal ready-to-drink bird's nest products market by coming out with its own brand, a more downstream activity. MYMBN's expansion into RCEBN products will be conducted by purchasing an 80% stake in a China-based entity, which is slated to be completed in the second half. Chen expects the company will then take about 20% of MYMBN's raw, clean, edible bird's nest total processing capacity of 32,256 kilograms per year. Investment promotion agency InvestKL announced a total of 2.48 billion in committed investments in the first quarter and over 6,800 executive job opportunities created for Malaysians. This followed a record 2.79 billion worth of investments and 2,805 high-skilled executive jobs through 13 global service hubs in 2022, said the agency in the statement. InvestKL said 5 global services hubs were also set up by multinational corporations during the period, namely the Southeast Asian regional headquarters of a leading provider of integrated smart manufacturing solutions from China and an Asia-Pacific regional headquarters and Southeast Asian Centre of Excellence by India's largest automotive service and platform. The other 3 centres are a global technology and innovation hub by a UK-based global professional services firm, the Asian headquarters of Japan's largest travel agency, and a regional technology hub by a leading global professional services firm from the US. Investment, Trade and Industry Minister Tengku Datuk Seri Zafrul Abdul Aziz said that InvestKL's continued success in securing quality investments for the Greater KL area is a testament to Malaysia's conducive business landscape, which has in turn developed Malaysia's competitiveness and resilience on the global stage. InvestKL CEO Datuk Muhammad Azmi Zulkifli said the results for the first half showed the agency's continued impact in cementing Greater KL status as a top investment destination among the vibrant cities of Asia Pacific. He adds that he is confident that with its pipeline of investors for the remaining years, closing with a series of investments shall keep InvestKL on track to secure 35 billion ringgit by 2030. Petronas, together with Indonesia's Pertamina, signed an agreement with Shell on Tuesday to buy its 35% stake in the Masela natural gas block for up to $650 million, moving the project forward after years of delay, according to Reuters. Pertamina Hulu Energy will take 20% and Petronas Masela will take a 15% stake in the Indonesian gas block, the company said at a signing ceremony at the Indonesia Petroleum Association conference. According to Shell, the base consideration for the sale is $325 million with a contingent amount of $325 million to be paid when the final investment decision is taken on the Abadi LNG project. The transaction should be completed in the third quarter, subject to several conditions, including regulatory approval from Indonesia's Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources. Pertamina CEO Niki Widiawati said in a statement that the purchase of the stake is intended to ensure adequate oil and gas supply for national energy needs. Petronas President and Group CEO Tan Sri Tunku Muhammad Taufik said the deal marked a significant milestone for the group's portfolio expansion in Indonesia. He adds that Petronas' participation underscores its commitment to supporting Indonesia's production target to achieve 1 million barrels of oil per day and 12 billion standard cubic feet per day of gas by 2030.